Hi everyone, it's Elliot here, back talking about more Blu-rays because that seems to be all I do these days. There is another sale going on, another sale. I've literally made sale videos pretty much straight for the last 2 or 3 weeks. We've had Criterion sales, Arrow sales, there's been a Eureka sale that I didn't make a video about, and now there is a Powerhouse Indicator sale. Before I get into things properly with this video, if you're new here, I'm Elliot. I'm obsessed with films and Blu-rays, and I do lots of videos about the Criterion collection, Blu-ray collecting, etc, etc. So if you like this kind of stuff, stick around, consider subscribing. We have a great community here. Lots of people are commenting, having great discussions in the comments. So yeah, if you like that kind of stuff, this is the place to be. If you're not familiar with Indicator, where have you been? I've done videos about Indicator before. You should have seen them. If not though, Indicator are a UK boutique Blu-ray label, a bit similar to what Criterion do. They do that kind of thing. They provide ultra high presentation for films and packaging and things like that. However, the films that they tackle and that they present to us are a bit different to what Criterion put out. These are more niche underground gems, the kind of films that you've probably not heard about. Certainly a lot of the films that I buy from Indicator are complete blind buys. And even if sometimes the film will leave me feeling a bit underwhelmed. I'll admit that. But the wealth of special features and the presentation of these discs is totally worth the price of admission. So that is what I'll say about Indicator's style. This sale is on starting from today, which is the 13th of March 2020. It's running until Monday, 16th of March. If you don't happen to be watching this during the sale period, do not worry, because all of these recommendations still stand. They're great films, great Blu-rays, so just go out and get them regardless of the price. So before I go on blabbering too much and I risk boring you to death, I'm just going to get straight into the first title that I'm recommending. It is the 5 Tall Tales Bud Boetticher and Randolph Scott box set. Now, if you have no idea what these are westerns. Yeehaw, as the picture would suggest. If you're not familiar with westerns particularly, your idea of westerns are probably more of the kind of spaghetti westerns, the really violent, kind of Sergio Leone type of westerns. No, these are true to style American westerns. These are kind of in the vein of John Ford, not Sergio Leone. It's 5 films that you get, and you can pick it up for $27.99 in the Indicator sale right now. These films are really interesting and really enjoyable westerns for the time that they were made in. The collaboration between Bud Boetticher and Randolph Scott could be compared to the collaborations between John Ford and John Wayne. It's like this perfect partnership that gave us this wonderful set of films. Often in the westerns of the 50s, women were treated like dirt. They were just side characters, had no interesting storylines. Unfortunately, these aren't that progressive. They don't give amazing storylines for women. But the way in which Randolph Scott's characters interacts with women in these films is actually quite interesting. There's some interesting subtext with these films. If you're not familiar with who Randolph Scott is, he's a great actor, brilliant in these films, a great cowboy, okay? But not the typical John Wayne portrayal of a cowboy, the uber masculine hero kind of character. What's interesting is that, now I'm going to spread some rumours here, rumours from the late 50s, but stick with me. There are rumours that Randolph Scott and Cary Grant, the great Cary Grant, who we all wish we were as good looking as him, or maybe that's just my insecurities. They lived together. They had a beach house in California for 12 years, and this generated some rumours. There's rumours about the sexuality of Randolph Scott and Cary Grant because there's a lot of so-called shenanigans that went on with them. There's some really, really interesting homoerotic undertones in these films. Maybe I'm just reading way too much into this. The scholars of westerns in the 50s are probably hating me right now. I really did pick up on some homoerotic undertones in the way that Bud Boetticher showed Randolph Scott interacting with different male characters. I'm not going to say much more, but this is such an interesting insight into the western genre. and it's a bit of a departure in some respects. This box set is limited as well. All of the box sets, these Indicator box sets, they all have a limited edition number. So once they're gone, they're gone. They may well be re-released as single disc editions down the line, but you want the special edition box set. It's a beautiful set. When you take this band off, look at that. That's a piece of artwork right there. You can just put that on your mantelpiece and yeah, just admire Randolph Scott in all his beauty. Well worth the value, $27.99. There's not much more I'm going to say, so just consider this. That's my first recommendation, the Randolph Scott Bud Bettaker beautiful Western box set. That's the real bargain, I would say. But I've got 5 more titles that I'm going to talk about, so let's get into them. First one I'm going to speak about, Absolution. I had no idea what this film was, but I saw Richard Burton's face on it. Richard Burton, obviously a great actor, so I trust Indicator with my life, and certainly with my wallet, so I went and blind bought it. And this is incredible, absolutely incredible film, totally took me by surprise. The basic gist of it is Richard Burton plays a priest, and he lives at I don't know what you'd call it now, is it a seminary? That might be totally the wrong word. But you know where he raised, it's like a boarding school for boys. He helps raise them and he has to look after them and teach them and stuff. It's like a boarding school, basically. And there are 2 of these boys who are intent on driving him crazy. Like seriously driving him crazy. Richard Burton knew how to play a crazy guy. I'm not saying he had some experience that he could draw on from real life, but he's very good at playing a crazy guy. Or someone going crazy, at least. I'm not going to say much more about this, but this is truly thrilling. It's got the 18 certificate, so there might be some scary or violent things in there. Great special features, though. Tremendous presentation as well. Something I forgot to mention about the first title I just spoke about, the Randolph Scott box set. All of Indicator titles have a spine number. Okay, I don't know if you can make out the spine number, but this is spine number 120. So it's pretty deep in the collection. Pretty deep. I really like how prolific Indicator are with their releases. They consistently put out 4 movies a month, pretty much. I think it's 4. They're great. They're great at releasing a great schedule of films. I just said great about 7 times. Sorry about that. So yeah, Absolution, well worth a blind buy. If you don't like it, I will not refund you because I don't have that kind of money. But worth a punt for $9.99. Speaking of people going crazy, I have Bunny Lake is Missing by the great Otto Preminger. Otto Preminger, a brilliant director who made many a noir film. If there's any noir connoisseurs out there, do let me know. Bunny Lake is Missing is about Bunny Lake going missing. Or did she? Bunny Lake is a 4-year-old girl, and her mother is driven to believe that her daughter may have not even existed in the first place, as the police search for the missing girl. Really fascinating psychological thriller from Otto Preminger. Brilliant writing, great black and white cinematography, great music, an all-around great package from Indicator as well. This is spine number 8. This is one of the early boys. This was an early one. This edition is not currently available, the special limited edition. You can get this though as a standard edition for £8.99 during this sale. That's a steal for this, totally worth the money. I think the only difference between this and this standard £8.99 version is the case is slightly different and there's no booklet inside. Because in this you do get a bit of paperwork, a nice little document. But I think that's about the only difference. And oh, this is dual format as well. I don't think the standard one's dual format. But we don't like DVDs here. DVDs are old-fashioned. Everyone should get to grips with Blu-ray. Support the medium. But anyway, yeah, Bunny Lake is Missing. Completely recommended. Well worth £8.99. This next one is another one that is out of print, and you can only get the standard edition for £8.99. It's 10 Rillington Place, directed by the great Richard Fleischer. Is it Fleischer or Fleischer? God, I'm terrible with pronouncing names these days. But a brilliant film, really harrowing as well. Richard Attenborough playing John Christie, the famed Rillington Place murderer. Brilliant acting. This is going to really disturb you. It's very disturbing. if you're into really interesting character studies about murderers, which is very popular these days, lots of murder documentaries on Netflix, this is the OG. This is the one you want. Great character study. Oh, character study is such a horrible term as well. Why do I keep saying character study? I just don't know. But brilliant film. Pick it up for £8.99. This next one is called Footsteps in the Fog, directed by Arthur Lubin. This was another blind buy. I had absolutely no idea what it was about, but I was stunned. Like, this is a really understated romance drama. It's a gothic romance. Brilliant production design and costumes. And if you're into those kind of gothic romances, a bit like Hitchcock's Rebecca, that kind of style, look at that for a provocative cover. He's full on strangling her. Like, you could not... I don't think that would be shown on today's posters. Look at this as well. Really, really little provocative artwork. Like, the artwork is what got me on this. Stuart Granger and Gene Simmons, of course, a perfect pairing, if you're familiar with them at all. Yeah, just well worth a blind buy. £9.99. Get on it. And last up, I'm going to talk about Housekeeping, the Bill Forsyth film. Housekeeping is another film about craziness, in a way. That's been a running theme through this video, is people being a bit crazy. Housekeeping is about two girls that go to live with their auntie after their mother dies. She lives in this house all on her own, and she's a bit out there, a bit kooky. And they're trying to work out what she's about. Well, really, they're just trying to get through their life. They don't really like their situation. They feel a bit alienated. And it's just all about this interaction between the auntie and the two young girls. Bill Forsyth, one of the great Scottish directors, a really great gem of a director from the UK. I would thoroughly recommend getting this. Brilliant special features. You can still get this limited edition version as well, so I would definitely get that before it goes out of print. Not much more to say. Housekeeping, thoroughly recommended. So that's it. These are my recommendations for this indicator sale. I know you're all probably sick of me doing sale videos now, so I might do something a bit different. For now, these are my recommendations, well worth getting. If you enjoyed this video, do please let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you're thinking of picking up or what you have picked up. I will be back very soon on the channel with more videos about Blu-ray collecting, the Criterion Collection, Indicator, etc. So if you like these videos, do subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you in the next video.